Hi, everyone, and welcome back. All right, we have another phenomenal referral partner with us. We have Elizabeth, and you guys are going to just absolutely love what it is that she does. You're going to love to learn more about this woman because not only is she like this amazing ray of sunshine, but she comes with like the most amazing gifts that she shares with her clients. So thank you, Elizabeth, so much for being here.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I'm really looking forward to this conversation today.
Yeah, same here. Same here. Now, remember, everybody, just like all of our other referral partners, Elizabeth has a free gift, and you are going to want the free gift that she has. So stay until the end because you're not going to be able to get it without the keyword. You know the keyword has to be activated. So make sure that you stick around until the end. So, Elizabeth, please tell us more about who you are and who you serve.
Yeah, so like you said, my name is Elizabeth Plancon, and I am a soul activator, frequency shifter, really helping people activate their soul purpose, their soul gifts, their mission, their next level, and helping them activate that next level of abundance that they've been after. And whether it's in the work that they do or just, in their life, we all are abundant beings and have a birthright of abundance. So I want to help bring that out for you as well as those next level purposes, gifts that are ready to come out.
I love that so much. So, you help people like pull out all the things that have just been hidden inside of them, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's literally like and so I have a method. It's called the Purpose and Abundance Activator Method, and there are different components to it. And I pull in different modalities. I'm certified in multiple healing modalities and different things, and I also do activations, where literally I am calibrating your frequency to the next level that you are ready to vibrate at. If you aren't familiar with the law of attraction or a frequency, we're all vibrating at this certain level, right? And we sometimes just can't get past those barriers to kind of level up, as we like to say, right? Our next level of being, whether that's in our business or in our lives. And so the activations that I do literally clear out those blocks, those limitations, and then activate your frequency to that level so that you start taking action towards those goals, and opportunities that will help you get to that next level start coming in as well. So it's kind of like, that magnetism as well as that momentum moving forward being activated within you. And then, of course, those soul gifts that maybe have been dormant, or even making, if you already know them, but making them stronger, right? Again, it's like removing those blocks that are hiding those gifts that are ready for you to give to the world.
I love that so much because we all do this work on ourselves, right? We all like we'll decide to work with a coach, we'll decide to do some, internal work. Some people will go into like doing some shadow work,
Yeah.
but the one thing that we seem to always forget is the activation inside of ourselves that is always going to be missing without knowing how to do it. And I
Mm-hmm.
looked into this a lot, and well prior to meeting you, and all of the things I looked into, it's like, right, you just need like it's literally like a key gets plugged in and turned, and then another key gets plugged in and turned. And I'm like, cool. So like how? And there's no
Mm-hmm.
explanation on how. And so there's like no real understanding on how it's done. But it seems that it always has to be done by another person. Like you can't do this stuff within yourself.
Well, I would say you can. You can do
Okay.
it within yourself, right? Like it is within you. However, you can do it so much faster with the guidance of another person that can't see the things that you can't see, right? Because that's why we all have our different gifts, right? I'm able to see the gifts or the blocks that you're having that are stopping you from unlocking those things, right? And again,
Mm.
yes, you can do it by yourself 100%, but in my experience and just from what I've experienced in my own activations, every time I work with someone, I reach that new level like so much faster, like almost instantly, rather than sitting here trying to like just meditate and wanted to come in and doing all the inner work and being frustrated because I'm like, I don't see it. I don't know why I'm not getting to where I want to go. And then as soon as I work with someone else, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. You've just unlocked this new level in me as well, right? So
Yep.
having those guides is going to be able to help you get to your goal, whatever that is, or that next level, so much faster.
Oh, absolutely. And I agree with you, like as in terms of like you can do it by yourself, but it's friggin' hard.
Yeah.
It's so much extra work. I
Yeah.
mean, I had to go through a process. I'm like, okay, gonna do my shadow work, gonna do all of those things. And then at the same time, I'm also like, oh, okay, well, I also have to do these activations. I also have to like get myself to be able to level up. And I mean, I just kept running against a brick wall. It was
Mm-hmm.
exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely gonna be talking to you, by the way, because my person ended up retiring in this field, and I'm just like, oh, you can't leave me. Like, I'm not done yet.
Yes, definitely.
But I can say, like just in, having somebody like go through the activations, like I've gone through like maybe one or two. I know that I have like a million more to go. But just even
Mm-hmm.
going through like one or two, you're right. There is this massive difference between it being you trying to do it on your own, which comes with like heavy levels of frustration, or doing it with someone who can just like, it just like they cut through all the crap, they cut
Yeah.
through all those pieces. So I love that like you are able to do that in a way where there's not all this extra heavy lifting on the person when they're already trying to figure so many other things out. So,
Mm-hmm.
just out of curiosity, like, obviously, like, we work with coaches and consultants predominantly. So how does this help a coach or a consultant be able to get to their next level inside of their business?
So for me, it really is, looking at where they're at and where they want to go, right? And I love how you say, like, there's new levels that will forever be uploaded or activated, right? And that's kind of the evolution, right? I didn't start doing this when I first started this journey. I first started doing psychic readings and healings, right? And it's evolved to this. So every coach, mentor, healer, there's a new level that you are ready to evolve at if you come into my environment, because that's what I do is I help you evolve to this next level, right? So that you can then go out and do the work you're meant to do and help the people you're meant to help at that level, right? So it
Mm.
really is looking at where you're at and where you feel like you're kind of just stuck, or you have these big dreams but you're not sure how to get there. And that's what the beauty of having a mentor is also because when you're doing this inner work, right, it could be really frustrating. There's days of spiral, right, like where you would just want to burn it to the ground. And that's where like having someone in your pocket, in your corner, to help you kind of talk you off the ledge of, okay, let's take a beat. Let's look at the root cause of what is actually causing this frustration, these blocks, these limiting beliefs that are like telling you that you can't do it, or you're just done, or you're going to burn it all down. And maybe you do need to burn it all down and pivot, right? Or start over to something else because you're ready for that next level of evolution, right? Like I said, I
Right.
started with like, and I do still do intuitive like channeling and guidance in my sessions. That's part of my work. Healing is still part of my work. Then I went to became a manifestation and mindset coach. I still do mindset and manifestation work in my coaching, but it's this build on, right? But it looks so much different today of how I mentor people compared to when I first started. So really it is that evolution of your next level in your work and the way you show up in your work and how you serve people.
Oh, completely. I could not agree with you more. I mean, when I first started out, I was like, doing business coaching, but also like I was doing fulfillment marketing. And, it was like the evolution from then all the way straight through to now. I'm like, we have a
Mm-hmm.
fulfillment agency that handles multiple different things, like, but it doesn't feel even close to the same. It's
Yeah.
just very different. And like the energy, like it doesn't feel like it used to feel, where I was like very drained all the time and just like, I'm giving, 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 giving all the time. And now I'm just like, nope, I have balance. Like I know, I mean, not balance because balance doesn't really exist, but just like I have this harmony in the work that I do now compared to
Mm-hmm.
what I had just from doing the levels up that I've been able to do. Um, with assistance of somebody else, because like I said, like I mean, I could not do that work on my own. I tried a lot, and I'm a Taurus, so I am stubborn headed. I am so stubborn. I'm just like kept pushing, like ran me against the wall, ran me against the wall,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, I am not getting anywhere, but I'm still gonna try. And
Mm-hmm.
it was such high levels of frustration. But then when I finally found somebody, I was like, you're right. Like it's just like that whole door opens up. Having that mentor, having that guidance, having that person that can see the shit that you can't see, or even just hold you accountable for the stuff that you're like really wanting to ignore. Because when you ignore it, it doesn't get any better.
Right.
And it takes you to that next level of not just your business, but yourself, like who you are as a human, and what you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to show up for people, because it opens up those gates.
Well, yeah, and I love the accountability piece because there's so many times when I meet people and they're kind of like, I know this, I know I should be doing this, and then they fall off from doing those things, right? Whether it be a spiritual practice or the way they're talking to themselves on a daily basis or whatever it is, momentum forward in their goals, right? And so it's like having that accountability piece too, being to keep them on target, right? And I know that's probably a lot of what you do in your business, right? Is like the strategy piece, like, okay, what are we doing? And
Hmm.
part of my working with people, again, my packages, like my containers are very bespoke, right? It's not like a cookie cutter, like this is, step one, two, three, you go through when you work with me. It's like, no, where are you at? Where do you want to go? And now we're going to customize it to what you're needing in this moment. And so I do some business mentorship with spiritual entrepreneurs, right? Where I'm helping them with their social media or their back end or whatever it is, because I'm also a techie person, but also it's like the blending of those logistics that sometimes we don't want to do, especially spiritual entrepreneurs are like, well, I don't want to do any of that. But how can we do it in a way that feels easy and flow and exciting and get you to actually do those activities or source them out, right? If you're able to, and still stay in alignment in that, integrity with who you are and who you want to be as a service provider.
Right. No, completely agree with you. And it's like when you're in that space, when you know what you know, and the things that you have in your knowledge base and your knowledge bank that can help others transform, especially if like you've done it successfully. Like that is the ultimate key of any business coaching. You
Mm-hmm.
have to have done it successfully to be able to help others do it successfully. But you've
Yeah.
also had to fail to be able to help others do it successfully because you have to know what failure feels like. You have to know what all of those things feel like. You have to know what it feels like to not have things work out the way that you wanted it to. And
Mm-hmm.
anytime that you're mentoring anybody, coaching anybody, or working with anybody in any type of space, there's always like that ultimate connection of I know where you've been, right? And clearly, like, with you being able to activate others and you've also been able to obviously get activated yourself, you've been there where you could be like, I felt like I had like a, weight on my head. So I can't even imagine what you must have felt like with having your abilities that you've had with being held back. So can
Yeah.
you tell us a little bit about that experience? Like if you have these amazing gifts, but like you're being held back because you're not being activated, what did that feel like for you?
I think what comes to mind the most is when I decided to go the route of being a manifestation and mindset coach because that information, that knowledge, mastering that completely changed my life in such a beautiful and profound way. And I was like, oh my gosh, I really want to share this with the world so much because it's so powerful. But what happened was I ended up actually kind of letting go or forgetting about my intuitive abilities and my healing abilities. And that's a big part of who I am. I am a healer, right? Like, and I help the healing journey for people and intuitiveness and just kind of letting it go. And I realized that like there was this big piece missing in my work. And I really couldn't put my finger on it for a while. And it became just doing, like I said, I love manifestation and mindset work, but just doing it by itself wasn't fulfilling me anymore, right? It wasn't, there was this thing that I was waiting for it to come through. And it didn't come through until I worked with the mentor that helped bring it out for me and being like, this is actually what I'm supposed to be doing is helping activate others in their soul purpose or their next level soul purpose, right? And it just made so much sense to be able to combine all of these things together. So that's really like how I was able to overcome that. Honestly, was hiring a mentor that helped see what I couldn't see because I was stuck for so long. I mean, it was probably a good 6, 7, maybe even a year of feeling that way, right? Before I finally was like, okay, yes, like I'm ready
Yeah.
to actually stop trying to do this on my own. I'm a Taurus rising, so that must be where that stubbornness comes from, right? Like, but yeah, like that was really profound for me.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. I mean, that I think is like the ultimate key is if you really want to succeed in anything, like you need to have someone guiding you on your path. It can't just be, let me just try to do all this stuff myself because nobody succeeds that way. It doesn't matter if it's in your business, doesn't matter if it's in your personal life, it doesn't matter if it's in your spirituality, all of these things, like you need some type of guidance because you don't know what you don't know.
Well,
And you're not
yeah,
going to
and
learn
I
it by
didn't
just
even
being in yourself.
Yeah, I mean, didn't even Napoleon Hill say he had a mentor, right?
Yep.
Like, I mean, he had a mentor and he failed how many times, right? And then like finally
Yep.
got a mentor and then had his counsel, right? Like I don't know if
Yep.
you ever read his book, but he
Yep.
had this whole counsel he would rely on. So he didn't even do it by himself either.
Yep. No, nobody does.
Yeah.
Nobody does. There's not one person that's like, I did it all myself. Everybody
Hmm.
relied on somebody.
Yeah.
And and there's plenty of people that say, oh no, but I know this person did it by themselves. I'm like, no, they didn't. They didn't tell you about
Right.
the 15 people in the back end that helped them do all the work. You know, they're acting
Yeah.
like they did everything by themselves. But the fact is that we're not made to thrive that way. No human being is made to thrive that way. It doesn't matter, what gender you are. It doesn't matter, what faith you're in. It doesn't matter what type of business you're in. Nobody is made to work completely solely by themselves. So
Yeah.
that's why we have this like, very firm belief on collaboration over competition, because
Hmm.
I'm like, we have to look at it from that aspect of it always has to be in collaboration, because that's the way that we help people more.
Yeah.
We can't help people with everything, but that's not what we're supposed to do. But we're supposed to collaborate with others that are also able to help people in other things that we don't specialize in, which is why
Right.
we do what we do here, which is why we have referral partners, because it's like we need you guys to know, like, hey, don't just come to us for us. Come to us because we have a network of people that are really amazing, that offer amazing services. That if you need that help, they're there. So
Hmm.
and just like other people that we've interviewed before in the past, we're very particular about who we bring into this network. I
Yeah.
mean, we want you guys to do the ringer, right?
Right.
Like,
Yeah. I mean, it's very well kept as far as the integrity, right? And the
thank you.
authenticity of who it is that you're bringing in the network. But yeah, I totally resonate with the collaborate and instead of competition. And yes, like obviously as mentor guides and coaches, like we want to empower you to reach your goals and then be able to go off on your own and do it, right? And then till you're ready for your next thing, your next person, or you come back because you're now okay. I've done this and now I'm back at that place where I'm ready to expand and grow again. Let's go again, right?
Exactly, exactly. And that's the great thing about having a community of people. And it sounds like a lot of what you can do is help people activate those portions of themselves to realize how much they actually need that community. So for the people that are like really shut down, thinking they have to do everything themselves or trying to do everything themselves, you are going to absolutely love Elizabeth's free gift. So can you tell us a little bit about this amazing free gift? Because honestly, I'm excited for it. So please share.
Yeah, so I actually have a couple things that we could take advantage of, but the one is the soul purpose activation. So if you're someone that either is ready to figure out what their actual soul purpose is, or you're, doing some work that you're kind of feeling bored with, or not really sure like what's next, or something's ready to come out next, you can do this activation. You can do this over and over again, and this will help bring that out for you. What you're meant to do, who you're here to work, and how you're here to serve them. That is what that soul activation will do. And then, I also have, which I'll send you the link for both when you do opt in for this, is a 7 free day trial inside of my monthly membership, where this is the community part that comes in, right? My monthly membership Radiance. And this is where we do somatic work through Kundalini Yoga. I do a group healing, and a group light language activation every month, as well as group hot seat coaching. And so you can get in there for 7 free days as well through this.
That is amazing. And like I told you guys, we're going to be excited for this free gift. And if you're not, you're crazy. All right. So if you want Elizabeth's free gift, drop the word activate in the comments below, and Elizabeth and her team will reach out to you and get you those links. But
Yes.
remember, you need that keyword. Activate has to be dropped in the comments for her to reach out to you with her team, and make sure to get those links over. And, Elizabeth, this was just absolutely phenomenal. So thank you so much for your time. And I look forward to working with you, because I know that I have a couple more levels I still need to be hitting. So I will be reaching out to you soon myself.
Amazing. I can't wait. Thank you so much for having me. This was so great.
Absolutely. Thank you. All right, everyone. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.
Okay. Bye.